Good afternoon, good evening, good Santa, good y'all, whatever it may be where you are. I'm Not Sports Cards. Hope you're doing well. Remember to like and subscribe. Every new subscriber this month means I'll do another video. So you could be the reason I'm doing this one or maybe the next one. On this episode, I'm doing a PSA submission. All right. I got 23 non-sports cards I'm sending in a variety of, you can see the first one I'm sending in right there, an Eric Cartman. I've got Star Wars. I think I've got definitely some movies. I think Marvel's in here, maybe Breaking Bad, all sorts of cool stuff. So here we go. So, what you call it? PSA ran a special, the third holiday special. I really don't like their stupid way they do that, but the third holiday special had non-sports cards from the 60s all the way up to modern day, $14 a piece. Of course, $43 shipping back on this, but what are you going to do? I've been looking through some stuff, and I do sell these cards, and I have an idea of, I kind of sell and replace. Like, this is the fourth Cartman I'm grading. One of my favorite cards, Eric Cartman. Used to have a 10, don't anymore, sold it. And I'm also, listen, I was in a hurry I put the submission in the very last night. So that's Kyle Browslowski from South Park. Again, these don't have a high population. I don't have any Kyles graded. I do have Cartman. But yeah, it's, again, love these cards. They're sets you can kind of get out there. I don't know what I expect to get on grades on these. I've never graded one of these. In all honesty, this doesn't have to be in for a while. You can see this has got some edging issues, but I probably have a couple more copies. All right, next card up. I had sold one. I love this card, and I just want to get it in a slab again. So that is Mikey from the Goonies, 1985 tops. That's the sticker. You listen. I can see it's off center. Other than that though, it's really good. So could it get an 8? Yeah. Could it get? I'm expecting somewhere around a 7. Again, I love the Goonie stuff. It's getting harder to find and more expensive. I probably should, probably pick up more of it. Next card up. This is 2011 Walking Dead Rick Grimes. It's Cryptozoic. This is, I think, the fourth one of these that I've graded. I have sold all but one of them. I keep grading them. I keep buying them. I actually have another set on the way here. I'm looking at this now. This is like a 7 or an 8. I didn't realize this has a roached corner. Or what? Not roached, but tipped. So I have one that I just bought from ComC that looked like it was in similar shape. So I may wait for the one that I just bought to see if it's better to send it, because I don't have to send this in for 30 days. So here's Stan Marsh from South Park. I did listen to a tip where they said if you're sending in cards from the same set, try to break them up and not put them all. Sorry, I want to put these face down so I have them in order, because they'll get charged. Not essentially, if they're like, oh, I give this a 9, and the next one they see isn't as nice, they're like, well, I have to give it less. But if it wasn't in order, they might give it a 9. Here we go. Rick. There's obviously some animation in here. That's Morty from Rick and Morty. I think this is 2018 Cryptozoic. This is a character card, so Morty's rookie. I had one of these in an 8. I sold it. Kind of rinse and repeat on that stuff. Again, I have a Morty 10. I just bought a set of those, and the Rick wasn't so great. Tony Soprano. Love this card. Have graded like 5 of these. Think I still have 2 of them. This I pulled from a pack, so I'm kind of excited to see what it gets. Looks perfect to me. I am hoping for a 10 on this. This is an order where, listen, all told, I'm going to be in for like $330. Almost every card I've shown you so far, like if I get a single 10, it would pay for it. So again, this is, I think, 2005 Inkworks. Love this card. Yeah, we'll see. Again, I ripped a box of these not that long ago, and I actually have two that I pulled from the box, but I'm not sending them both at the same time because last time I did, I got a 9 and an 8, and I thought they both looked awesome. Looking at this, so this is Bill Murray, Ghostbusters 2, Dr. Peter Venkman. I'm going to send this in, but I'm not sending in this copy, I can tell right now, because, like, again, I just grabbed cards. I wanted to take advantage of the special, or at least have the opportunity, because, again, you have a month afterwards, but I could tell the upper right-hand corner here has got something going on. These don't grade very well. This was perfectly centered. Not perfectly centered, but not perfectly centered. I take that back. Again, that would be considered the Bill Murray rookie. I love the card. When I do a submission like this, I often kind of, like, it's a mixed bag. I want the submission to pay for itself, minus the cards for the most part, because I mean, these aren't high dollar cards in and of themselves. Well, not all of them. So I sell part of them. There's this old thing in Hollywood where you would, like, say, I'm going to do one for me and one for them, where you do, like, kind of like a popcorn flick and then, like, an artsy flick. And that's kind of the strategy I take with this, whereas, like, I'll send some stuff that I'm planning on keeping and stuff that I might sell, and then other stuff that depends on the grade. So this is Peter Griffin, Family Guy, Peter Griffin rookie. Again, I've been doing this buy and replace thing where I've graded 2 or 3 of these, maybe 3, sold them all. I buy another set, I send it in. I've never gotten a 10 on this. I have 2 sets of these. I want to get them both graded anyway, so I'll just send this one in. It may not be the best. I've only graded the Stewie and the Peter from this set. I might grade some other characters soon, but again, I love those. They sell. Not trying, I give away too many tips, but they sell pretty well. Like, again, they're not going to, like, if you want to auction it, you're going to get killed. You put that up in your store, you leave it there for 6 months, yeah, you're going to do well. But, you know what? In truth, this is a card where the illusion of supply is that, like, just like a lot of the other cards, is like, they're starting to just disappear. The supply isn't that deep. It looks like they're there all the time. But then who knows? Here's one I put on. I'm looking at this card. I don't think I can send it in. I might have to, or maybe I'll find another one. So that's Mouth from the Goonies. I just wanted more Goonies cards graded. I had a Data and a Mikey. I sold both of them. Oh, no, I had a Data and a Chunk. No, a Mikey and a Chunk. I sold both of them. Did very well on them, but I like the Goonies stickers. This is way off center. It looked pretty good at first but now that I'm looking at the corners and stuff, like, probably not. Again, 1985 Goonies. You want to buy a box of this stuff, it's like $500, and that's if you can find it. Yeah, there's no way. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this because I'm not grading this. Like, it depends on how much PSA like charges you for getting it wrong, because, like, this is like a 4 or 5. It's got a huge dinged corner there. And again, I did this, like, if it had closed at midnight Eastern time, I wouldn't have got it in. Pretty sure they use Pacific time and I got it in. Mayfeld. So this is Bill Burr, Mandalorian season 1. This would be the Bill Burr rookie, but also the Mayfeld rookie. These are hard to hit. This is the character card out of 99. I actually have a bronze and a red already. I hit this in a blaster box. So it's, when I hit something and I know it's packed fresh, like, these are hard to hit, like, there are none for sale. The ones that I bought privately, or I bought, like, in a lot. Like, they're just really hard to find. And I'd like to get it graded. So the Mayfeld is going in. All right, what's up next? Yeah, I mean, I was all over the place. I was just grabbing cards. So this is a 1979 Moonraker Agent 007 Roger Moore rookie. I bought a box of these, and I didn't even know there was like a 007 card in here. I was a big Bond guy back in the day. I don't think Bond has held up incredibly well, But, and Moore was the first Bond I found. I have a Brosnan and I have a Connery. I don't have a Moore graded. And it's pack pulled. Again, I do think there's something more to it when you pull it yourself. I am almost, there's definitely issues with this. But there is none graded higher than an 8. So I'm kind of like, all right, if I can get an 8, I'm in. If you've watched my channel at all, at some time or another, you will have known me to talk about this card. This is the 2002 Spider-Man live action rookie. It's just one of my favorite cards. I will grade it constantly. I do sell them for a good price because they look fantastic in slabs. I'm still after a PSA 10. I have a CGC 10. And I'm looking at this. This is probably, I would think this is going to get an 8 or 9. It's just the way these cards are, the black border and stuff. But I never know. The edging looks questionable. But again, going into it, like reminds me of the 1977 Luke Skywalker tops. Like I just can't have enough of these. All right, next up, and there's some definite variety here. So I had purchased, and if you take a look at my videos, I bought a box of 1991 Yo MTV Raps, specifically looking for, there are 2 Beastie Boys cards in there. One was actually, this one was actually just up for auction. I think one sold in a PSA 9 for like $20, which was cheap. And I would have bought it if I hadn't just pulled one. And I'm like, I'd rather grade mine and see if it does better. I don't think this is worse than a 9. It's perfectly packed fresh, pulled by me recently. The cards looked great when they came out. So I think this has a chance at a 10. So we'll see. I don't really intend on selling it. If I get a 10, I would probably list it and see what's what. And speaking of Beastie Boys cards, here's the other variation. I don't know if you like which one or the other, but I'm a big Beastie Boys fan, always have been. And I like the look of these cards, incredibly nostalgic with the MTV logo. Just, takes you back to a time and a place. And again, having ripped it myself, I'm down for it. I actually have, they're in another set. They're in like they're only in update sets. But I have their like standard pro set rock card ones where, Madonna was in the set. This was all rap stuff, which I really prefer this card over the other ones. So again, hopefully I get some 10s on those. Next up, Saul Goodman from Breaking Bad. I actually, over the last few weeks, I've been selling there's a whole set of Breaking Bad I just bought. I sold a bunch of I collect a lot of Star Wars, but recently I've been selling the kind of oddball eclectic. Like I sold a couple of cards from this set. I think I sold a Jesse Pinkman, a Walter White, Gus Fring. And I think I only have one Saul, but I picked this up recently for, I think, $2. Somebody had like a lot of 5 Breaking Bad cards. They're hard. These are getting harder and harder to find. The boxes are $500. Obviously Saul had his own show after Bob Odenkirk. Again, this looks pretty good. It looks in really good shape. So I think 9 or 10 is a reasonable expectation. And again, at some point they're going to run out of sets or people are going to stop buying them. But this is kind of what funds a lot of my grading. I've never gotten a 10 from this set. So if I did, I'd probably just hold on to it. And if it comes back in 9, it'll get listed and, they usually sell at a decent price. And there are enough people that collect this stuff and find it neat. All right, next up, this is definitely one for me. I did a whole video on this. This is the 1985 Panini Back to the Future stickers. So they did not make cards for Back to the Future 1. They made them for Back to the Future 2. So Panini in Europe made Back to the Future stickers. There are actually some fake ones of these. I did a video where I found people putting fake ones up. I love this during the pandemic. I was working on a project and I fashioned myself a lunatic like Doc Brown. It's part of the reason why my dog's name is Albert. He's named because the dog in the movie's name's Einstein. I thought that was a little on the nose. So I've always loved this. There is no real Einstein, the dog sticker. I've wanted to get this graded forever. And they had the special and I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to throw this in there. I don't expect it to get anything higher than a 6. Part of the reason I knew there was a fake recently was because it got a 9. I'm like, that you just don't see it. This is about as good as I've ever seen one of these stickers. So, and I would expect like a 5 or a 6, and so be it, right? That would be pretty cool. All right, next up, yeah, I was just like reaching at some point. This is from The Mandalorian. The fight is on season 1. Gold out of 10. Incredibly hard to find gold cards for Mandalorian season 1. I'm a strong believer in the importance of the Mandalorian to the Star Wars franchise, short term, long term. I bought 2 of these. Somehow I have 2 of the gold ones, and I'm looking at this right now. I'm like, that corner is meh. There's no way this gets a 10. Although I never know anymore. I'm gonna send one of them, and I don't know. Like having 2, I'm always kind of open to selling one and to having paid for them, and I got them at a reasonable price. So yeah, I was gonna grade one. Again, I have so many other cards that I could have graded. This, I just love this card. I collect early MCU, all of it, a little bit more of Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. This is Natasha Romanoff, her identity. This is the die cut from Iron Man 2 2010. This was an insert. Not super easy to find, not super easy to grade. I think it's a great card. It looks beautiful in a slab. I have one. I think I have a PSA 8. I love them. I think they're really cool cards. And I know this is the type of thing that even in a 7, which I hope I don't get, I have no idea what I will get on this. I would assume an 8. That would be my best guess. 7 to 9. Even in a 7, I would get my money back. And if it's high enough, like I have an 8 or a 9. So if I get one better than the one I have, I'll sell the one I have, and I'll make a few bucks and buy some more stuff. Mentioned the Mandalorian and my belief in the Mandalorian and Grogu. So this is out of 99 Grogu Book of Boba Fett character card. You might be able to find something like this. If they are, they're very expensive right now. And so, I collect cards from movies and TV shows. I don't like, for the most part, things that, if you look at this, everything in here came from something like that. Like, nothing in here came from, like a Topps Chrome collector set. Like, if you look behind here, you see the Dick Tracy and the Star Trek. Like, I want the box to say the name of the movie or the show on it. What does that matter with this is that, the Mandalorian, you have Mandalorian Season 1, Mandalorian Season 2 cards, and then you have Book of Boba Fett. We did not know Grogu's name in the first 2 seasons. So this is the first card that was, I get that it's a long explanation. It's the first card that was in a movie or TV set that had Grogu's name on it. So it's what I collect, right? Sometimes people are like, well, I don't know. I don't think other people are going to care. And I'm like, I don't care if they care. What I found is that certain people care, and some of those people pay a lot of money for cards. Yeah, this is Grogu's, the first, TV movie card with the actual word Grogu on it. And this is out of 99. They're hard to find. So grading that. Big Rogue One, Cassian Andor guy. I have a pile of Rogue One cards I want to grade. And as I was shoving this together, I'm like, okay, which one do I want to grade? And this was one that I'm like, I don't have this one graded. This is from Series 1. It's gold, out of 50. I know why I'm grading this. These are really hard to find. And somebody just posted 2 of them on ComC, a PSA 8 and a PSA 8.5. I'd tell you go buy one. Because let me tell you, they are hard to find. The reason I'm grading this is that, and probably it's just going to take too long, was I want to know what this is, because if for whatever reason this was lower than an 8, I would buy the 8 or the 8.5. I'll probably end up buying them anyway. But that was my reasoning at the time, was let me see what this gets, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I mean, I've got an absolute stack. I had a video that, I mean, I had a stack that I was sending to PSA a few months ago, and I decided against it because I had 2 orders in at PSA. The first one came back and it was an absolute disaster. I did a video on it. It was just like an absolute disaster. Like I got a grade lower on everything than I thought I would, and it, like, you know, it's the very first PSA order that I lost money on. And I was like, I can't, it doesn't make sense. It wasn't like I was very angry about it and all that, but I was like, it just doesn't make sense. I'm like, there's no point in losing money to grade it when part of the reason is to pay for it. Again, there are other reasons to grade, but like, and the funny part is that I had a different order, which was really sent to protect the cards and to know what I have. And in that order, I did incredibly well. And that kind of got me back to, okay, I guess I should grade some. Funny, in the order that I did terrible on, I graded one of these. This is the Darth Vader Aftermath, the final scene from Rogue One. This is great out of 100. I had never seen one. I couldn't find one forever. So I ended up buying this set. I paid a few $100s for the set of Series 2. It was the only set for sale because those are hard to get. But I really only wanted that card. I graded it. I got a 10. And then since then, I found 2 more. There is a gold one of these up for sale. It's just pricey. They want like $450 for it. Seems expensive, but not. Like, I mean, I think it's a great card, and like, I enjoy the chase more. That I think I can eventually find one, but probably not. Like, it's the only gold one I've ever seen. I have a friend who has the whole gold set, so he has one, but that means they're only, other than the 2 I know about, they're only 48 more. So I'm grading this because, in all honesty, I have a 10. If I get another 10, I'll sell one. And even if I get a 9, it's an amazing image. And I think, again, with the Andor season coming out, I don't know. Like, it's one of my favorite images from all of Star Wars, Vader at the end of Rogue One. Just, it's what it kind of is what makes Rogue One as good as I think it is. If it didn't end with the connecting to A New Hope, I don't know how I would feel. But yeah, I mean, you know, looking back, this is the first time I've looked at this order since I put it together. And in truth, I think there's some serious mistakes in here. Obviously the mouth is the only one, and it's fine. Like, again, this card needs to be swapped. This mouth is like, it's a loser. And in all honesty, it's like such a loser that if I can't figure out a way out of it, I don't know what to do, because, like, you know, it's weird. You're like, everybody waits for specials, but like, if for some reason I just throw away this $14, I've, you know, kind of whittled away a lot of the savings that you get from the special. Everything else in here, I'm pretty cool with. I'm like, I mean, I'd love to have this graded. This one I'll look to see if the other one I have is better. Again, it's perfectly fine when you're sitting in here and you have like just heaps and heaps of cards in every direction, and you're like, well, why did I choose these? Like, if it's in a semi-rigid, it means I'm considering grading it. And it's like, here are a pile of other crazy cards that were, you know, supposed to get graded. Cobb Vanth, Client. Yeah, I mean, this is my favorite image from there. Here's the other Tony Soprano, Blue Cassian, Gray Bodhi Rook, and like, just here are tons of the Rogue One. That's just one pile. There's piles everywhere, all over, of things that I would like to grade. And I mean, like that. It's really hard to find. Star-Lord rookie. that I just want slabbed. I just want to own and collect it. Like I said, I don't mind that type of card. I will buy it, grade it, and keep it in my collection. If I find another one, I'll buy it, grade that, and then sell one, which is fine. Yeah, we shall see. Yeah, remember to like and subscribe. Subscribing to the channel means a lot. And, not everybody that watches it subscribes. It just takes a second. And if you do it, it means I'll do another video, which, God forbid, I've done hundreds of videos in the last couple of months, and you should check them all out. I think that's going to do it for me. I'm Not Sports Cards, and I'll talk to you soon.